What's going on, family, and welcome back to the channel. Dragon Canoe checking in again, doing what I do best, staying in check, searching for the Melchizedek. I've had a crazy amount of downloads since I started down this rabbit hole, connecting the dots. So here we are. The further I go, the more I find that this investigation is outside of me. I don't even know how I'll be coming across this stuff. The Most High just puts it in my face. And then I dig into it. And then I put it on here, break it down, share it with you. Let me know what y'all think, man. Are y'all liking these videos? Am I reaching? Am I way off? Let me know what y'all think. Leave a note in the comments. Dragon Canoe back at it again. Staying in check. Searching for the Melchizedek. All praise to the Most High.
Certain place, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place, and put them for his pillows, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of God ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it, and said, I am the Lord God of Abraham thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again into this land. For I will not leave thee, until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of. And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, Surely.
In the Old Testament, Jerusalem is described as a mountain fortress and the chosen dwelling place of the Most High. Located on the edge of a high tableland in the hill country of Judah, the city is naturally protected by deep ravines, the Kidron Valley to the east and the Hinnom Valley to the south and west.
We found ourselves standing in front of the ruins of two of the finest and most interesting structures in ancient America. Made of beautiful white granite, the walls contained blocks of cyclopean size, higher than a man. The sight held me spellbound. Each building had only 3 walls and was entirely on one side. The principal temple had walls 12 feet high, which were lined with exquisitely made niches. The building did not look as though it ever had a roof. The top course of beautifully smooth ashlars was left uncovered so that the sun could be welcomed here by priests and mummies. I could scarcely believe my senses as I examined the larger blocks in the lower course and estimated that they must weigh from 10 to 15 tons each. Would anyone believe what I had found? Fortunately, in this land where accuracy in reporting what one has seen is not a prevailing characteristic of travelers, I had a camera and the sun was shining.
The Bible describes Jerusalem as a heavily fortified city with great high walls and numerous gates. King David and Solomon strengthened the initial Jebusite fortifications, and later kings like Hezekiah built the broad wall to protect the city from Assyrian invasion.
Its walls are several feet thick, and nearly half of one of the structure's 3 walls are entirely made of a single stone. The construction of the city is far more elegant and impressive than anything seen in Cusco, of which the walls in Cusco have puzzled travelers and scholars for 500 years now. Also, the ancient stonework at Machu Picchu, at least on a 1-to-1 scale, outmatches the vast majority of stone masonry in Egypt, at least tying with Egypt's best stone masonry. It appears as though Machu Picchu was intentionally designed as if it were emerging from the earth itself, as if at any moment the lines between the blocks could disappear and the temples would become part of the mountain again. So here is another perfect example of how the Inca architecture just evolves from these natural granite outcroppings to essentially stone blocks like this. Like they're making the granite outcroppings look like they are stone blocks. See right here?
The city was built on 2 main ridges. The eastern ridge includes Mount Moriah, the site where Abraham was tested and Solomon later built the temple. The southern part of this ridge was the original city of David.
Earth itself had gifted this place to the Inca. No one knows for sure. Nowhere else in Peru, as far as I know, is there a similar structure conspicuous for being a masonry wall with 3 windows. It will be remembered that Salcamaywa, the Peruvian who wrote an account of the antiquities of Peru in 1620, said that the first Inca, Manco the Great, ordered works to be executed at the place of his birth, consisting of masonry wall with 3 windows. Was that what I had found? If it was, then this is not only the lost capital of the last Inca, but the birthplace of the first. It did not occur to me at that time that it might be both.
So we're here at the Gate of the Sun, also called Inti Punku, which is on the road, the ancient Inca road, between Cusco and Lake Titicaca. It's about 45 minutes outside of Cusco. You can clearly see beautiful megalithic construction with all the little keyboard buttons that stick out. Then we have Inca construction on top of that, and further later construction to keep it built. And literally everyone who passed between Cusco and towards Lake Titicaca would have to go through here. It's believed it was a taxation site. Now, if it had a sacred purpose as well, we're unsure of, but we know it was used for more secular purposes during the Inca times, even up to when the Spanish arrived.
And we're back. And we're not just talking Spain. Specifically, we're talking the Holy Roman Empire and the House of Habsburg. The symbol's roots trace back to ancient Mesopotamian, including the Hittites and the Sumerians. So again, this is biblical here, symbolizing rulers' power or divine favor. So we know for sure that the Most High didn't want us rocking with the Hittites. So let's put this into perspective. Howbeit of the cities of these people, that your power the Most High giveth thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth, but thou shalt utterly destroy them, the Hittite and the Amorite, the Canaanite and the Perizzite, the Hivite and the Jebusite, as your power the Most High hath commanded thee, that they teach you not to do after all their abominations, which they have done unto their gods, and so ye sin against your power, the Most High. As your power, the Most High, hath commanded thee. The symbol did not originate with the Habsburgs. They adopted it to claim a direct line of succession from the Roman emperors of antiquity. The motif appears as early as the Bronze Age in Hittite iconography. The Bible identifies them as descendants of Heth, the second named son of Canaan, which places them within the Hamitic line. And Canaan begot Zidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite, and afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. They are consistently listed as one of the 7 greater and mightier nations that occupied the Promised Land before the Israelite conquest. So what it's sounding like to me is that the Hittites, or the Holy Roman Empire, went on a revenge tour against the Israelites. A crusade, all in the name of JC. Spanish colonizers systematically destroyed Inca temples and sacred idols, replacing them with Catholic churches and symbols to impose Christianity.
The city of Cusco, you take a long, narrow road through the sacred valley, and it's a long trek all the way up. The last few miles are dirt roads. Now let me show you what we have. We just came from here, but as we come around this rock, let me show you what we see. What is this? Look at this. Let's get into this. Let's get a little closer look. Oh my God. This is in solid rock, guys. And I don't think you realize how big this is. I'm gonna show you. Look at this. It's perfect. Perfect in every way. There's a message here. I don't know what it is, but you don't just build something this perfect in a rock with nothing else around. There's a message here. We don't know what it is. We're not advanced enough to know. We're not smart enough to know. Eventually, someday we will. For now, we just look at it and say the Inca did it.
The significance of the Spanish conquest overseen by Carlos Quinto and Holy Roman Emperor was the brutal and decisive replacement of the Inca Empire's authority with Spanish colonial rule. The immediate goal of Francisco Pizarro, acting under the authority of Carlos Quinto, was to seize control. This began with the capture and execution of the last unified Inca emperor, Atahualpa, in 1533, which caused the centralized Inca authority to crumble. The Spanish conquest, coupled with earlier destruction of records during the Inca Civil War, resulted in the loss of large amounts of Inca history and administrative records. The names of noble Inca families were gradually erased from public record or forced to assimilate into Spanish nobility. The Spanish language and legal systems were imposed. The coat of arms of Lima, Peru was granted on December 7, 1537 by the Spanish crown through a royal decree signed by Holy Roman Emperor Charles V and his mother Queen Joanna of Castile. Alright, let's break it down right quick. A blue field featuring 3 golden royal crowns arranged in a triangle. A golden star with points touching each crown. This, along with the crowns, represents the Epiphany and the Magi, or 3 kings, as the city was founded on January 18, 1535. A red border contains the Latin inscription, "This is the true sign of the kings." 2 crowned black eagles face each other, embracing the initials I and K. For Ayana and Carlos, a second golden star is positioned above these letters. So I for Joanna, Carlos Quintos' mother, and Carlos, aka Charles V. The official flag of Peru from 1542 to 1824, the flag of the Viceroyalty of Peru featuring the Cross of Burgundy, a saltire cross. Again, we're about to get into the path of Viracocha and St. Michael's Lay. After the Burgundian Habsburgs ascended to the throne of Spain in 1506, their officials introduced this ensign in the Spanish Empire throughout the Castilian and Aragonese territories in Europe and in the Americas, as a reflection of the historical reach of the Burgundian, Habsburg, and Spanish empires and territories. The emblem can be found in several countries in Europe and in the Americas. So let's highlight the United Kingdom, specifically the flags of England, Scotland, and looks like Northern Ireland or the flag of Ireland that features the saltire cross, the red cross with the white background. Because here's where we're going to find St. Michael's lay. The cross means more than just a symbol, but a crossing of ley lines, and these flags highlight those specific crossings. You let me know what you think. Leave a note in the comments. So here's an overview of St. Michael's lay, connected from one side of the island to the other, and these points, they are energetic, and they build churches and sites and ruins on these points here based off of what we know about the ley lines. St. Michael's lay connects the United Kingdom to other ley lines and St. Michael alignments that we'll find in other areas, even in Peru, South America, and Mount Shasta in California. The study of ley lines often focuses on two major global alignments: the Sword of St. Michael in the Northern Hemisphere and the Path of Viracocha in Peru. This alignment connects 7 ancient monasteries from Ireland to modern-day Israel, all dedicated to the Archangel Michael. It stretches roughly 4,000 kilometers starting at Skellig Michael, Ireland, and ending at the Stella Marie Monastery in modern-day Israel. It is traditionally said to represent the blow dealt by St. Michael's sword when he cast Lucifer out of heaven. The line is perfectly aligned with the sunset on the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. Alright, let's get it. So I had to introduce you to the St. Michael alignment in the United Kingdom and St. Michael's sword in order to make this next connection. So here we're looking at a map of the globe and its connection to the 7 energetic points or chakras in correlation to these specific locations. We are specifically talking the sacral or second chakra in Machu Picchu, Peru, the Path of Viracocha, as well as the 4th heart chakra found in Avebury, Glastonbury, England.
So we found the entrance to it, or the flow of it. Entrance to it here at this gate was on the flow of it. It confirms, really, as we know anyway, that our ancestors chose energetic sites to build their sacred structures. Now, we've been told this may not have been a sacred structure. It may have been for purely a commercial entrance gate into the city, but it was certainly an energetic place, and I think people would have recognised the power here, and it would have been used for some ceremony. I mean, why is it called the Gate of the Sun? Maybe that's a modern name, but maybe it's a remembrance of something earlier.
The Path of Viracocha is a sacred alignment that tracks the legendary journey of Viracocha across the Andean landscape. The path begins at Lake Titicaca and travels northwest through the Andes, passing through major ceremonial centers. The navel of the world, Cusco, and the central hub for the Inca, a network of 42 ritual lines radiating from the Coricancha temple. The path concludes at the Pacific coast near Manta, Ecuador, where legend says Viracocha walked across the water toward the west. Proponents believe these lines follow telluric currents, natural electrical paths within the earth, and the ancient civilizations built their most important temples at X points where these lines intersect, such as Machu Picchu.
And I think this is the big Viracocha energy that goes right through this island and right up through southern Peru.
That is the same. That is the same as the plume serpent, really.
It is the plume serpent. But then we've got crossing energies. There's a yin energy, which is across here, and it's coming through here. So where it crosses particularly strong bands, they put these. This is a strong spot. But these little medicine wheels they put on intersections of intersecting bands within the two energy lines in that direction. So you've got the two major energy currents really seem to be roughly in that direction and that direction through Peru, and all the map dowsing stuff we've done, it sort of suggests it's the same sort of grid pattern.
Because many of us, including myself, have found
Would
kind
you-
of thinner
yeah.
line going through here,
Yeah.
through the
Yeah,
effigy.
yeah. No, well, that'll be right.
That's
There's
what
a
I-
number of them. There's several of them.
That's what
This
I
one's
originally
particularly
thought.
strong.
I originally thought that was the micro energy line, potentially, if it is a global current.
Well, it is. It is. That's a positive line, and this is a negative line. So this is the feminine equivalent. That's probably why this is so strong here, because we've got a crossing of male and female.
Yeah.
Whereas there you've got a male-male crossing.
Yeah. I've got the micro energy line up here, on the southern part of the island, near where we're going to go,
Yeah.
is the Mary energy current. It's interesting that if you do an exact straight alignment, put it all the way around the world, it goes right through the centre of the island of the sun.
Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't. I mean, the Michael and Mary lines could just be a parallel line to the main line that comes through there, and maybe the line through Britain is much bigger than
Yeah.
Michael and Mary.
That's
but
funny, that's what Robert Coon says as well.
Yeah.
He says like a beam, like
a
several
beam,
miles
see,
wide.
yeah. And it's not just one line. There's multiple lines, thousands of them, and they're all sort of parallel to each other. And every big line has got multiple small lines with it. So people pick up a little intersection of two little lines and say, "Eureka, that's it." But